Hello kids. In the last class we did the first exercise of this chapter, lines and angles, and I hope that you have practiced the exercise at your home. Okay? So till now we have read about the point, line segment and rays, and in today's class we are going to learn about the angle. Okay? So let's start with it. An angle is formed by two rays having a common starting point. Okay, so what it says is that any angle, it has two arms which are the rays. Okay, and they meet at one single point which is the starting point of that angle. Okay, here is an angle formed by the rays BD and BE. So BD and BE are two rays which are meeting at the point B. The starting point of these two rays is B. Okay, so the two angles which are formed by these two arms will be here. Okay, so this is the angle. I'm writing here. This is the angle which is formed by the two rays BD and BE, and these rays start with B. Now in this case we call the angle, this point B, as the vertex. It is called as the vertex, and these two, the rays BD and BE, they are called as the arm of the angle. Okay, now the point B is called the vertex of the angle, this one, and the rays BD and BE, they are called as the arms of the angle. And actually this is our angle. This is the angle. How we can name the angle? We can simply use the vertex and say that this is angle B. We can call this as angle B, or we can specifically name it using the arms. How? See, we can call it as angle B, or we can call it as angle, if we start from D, DBE, angle DBE, or we can also call it as angle EBD. Okay, EBD. So kids, what I'm writing here, this is angle. Instead of writing the word angle BANGEL in words, we can use this notation in this symbol. This symbol we use to represent angle in mathematics. Okay, so we can call this as angle B, we can call this as angle DBE, or we can call this as angle ABD, where B is the vertex and BD and BE are the arms. Okay, I'm also writing here BD ray and BE ray. They are the arms of angle B. They are arms of this angle B, and B is the vertex. Now, to be clearer, we use a point on each of these arms together with the vertex to the name of the angle. In this case, we name the angle as angle DBE or EBD. This we have already learned here. The word angle can be replaced by the symbol this. Okay, so we just did this, that instead of writing angle, we can just mention this symbol. This represents the angle. Note that in specifying the angle, the vertex is always written in the middle letter. So this is very important. Whenever we mention any angle, the midpoint, the starting point of the angle where the angle is actually present, that is always specified in the middle. See, in these two also we have specified angle in the middle. Okay. Next, to indicate an angle, we use a small curve at the vertex. Refer figure 2.9, this one. Vidya has just opened her book. So this is the book, this is the lady Vidya, this is a girl, sorry, and she has a book with her. Now what she is doing here is she is opening the book at different angles. Okay. Next is, do you see angles being made in each of these cases? Can you mark their arms and vertex? So let us do one thing. I'm just redrawing it here. So in this case 1, it is something like this. Then this is the angle, case 2. In case 3, this one is a straight line. In case 4, this one is this angle. In case 5, this is something this. And in case 6, this is this one. Okay. So case 1 is this angle is there. In case 2, we have already done the angles in our previous classes. Yes. So this is acute angle. This is obtuse angle. This is the straight one. This is which angle? So this we are going to study in grade 6. Further in this chapter, we call this as reflex angle. This is also a reflex angle. The angle which is greater than 180 degree is reflex angle. And this is 360 degree. She has closed the book now. So we have seen that how these angles, they are changing. This is the smallest, this is increasing, this is 180, this is more than 180, this is further increased, and this is straight one. I can also make the angle like this. This is the angle here. In this scenario, this is the angle. In this scenario, this is the angle. This scenario, this, here, this, and in this case, this is the complete circle. Okay, so it is increasing order of angles in this image, that how she is opening the book in the increasing order. Okay, so but in every case we saw that there is a vertex and there are arms of the angle. So kids, same thing has been written here. Okay, as she is moving these arms, as she is moving this arm, the angle is increasing. In all the cases, this lower arm was fixed. This was fixed. This was fixed here. It was fixed here. This one. This was fixed. This was fixed, and this was also fixed. But the other arm, the second arm, she is moving. This arm. It was here first. Then it was rotated. Further rotated. Okay. Further rotated down. Further rotated, and then it is closed. Okay, so as the second arm is moving, the angle is changing. It is increasing in this scenario. Okay, now next is the size of an angle is the amount of rotation or turn that is needed about the vertex to move the first ray to the second ray. So what it is mentioned here is that what is angle here? Angle is the amount of rotation this particular line. Angle is the gap between these two lines. First of all, understand this way. This is the gap. This is the gap between these two arms. Okay. Also, this is the, you can also say that this is the amount of rotation, this down ray. Let me name it as O, A and B. So, OA has to move this much to reach to OB, right? So, this is the angle. So, it is mentioned that it is the amount of rotation that is needed about the vertex to move first ray to second ray. So, if I move this OA to OB, it has to go through this rotation, and this rotation is called as the angle. This is our angle. Okay. Now, let's look at some other examples where angles arise in our real life by rotation or turn. Like in daily life, we use many things where these angles are there, and few examples are given. Let us go through them. The first one is a compass or a divider. So a compass or a divider, it has two arms and they are inclined at an angle. So this is the angle. These are the two arms. This is the vertex. Okay. Similarly, we have a scissor. In scissor also, these are the arms and this is the vertex. So let us go through this. In compass or divider, we turn the arms to form the angle. The vertex is the point where the two arms are joined. These two arms are joined here. Okay. So we are asked to identify the arms. So these two are the arms and this is the vertex. We can also name it. I am naming it as P, Q, R. So here PQ and QR are the arms. Okay. They are the arms and Q is the vertex. Q is the vertex here. Also, we can find out the angle. Let's go through it. This is the angle. So we can say here angle Q. We can name it as angle Q. We can name it as angle PQR. If I start from here, always remember vertex in the middle. And if I start from here, it is angle RQP, again vertex in the middle. Okay. So this this one is for this compass. Next, let us go for scissor also. So in the case of scissor, I am marking it as an A, B, and this one is C. I'm marking the vertex as C. So here AC and BC are arms and C is the vertex, right? C is the vertex, the point joining these two. And what are the angles? Angle C first of all, then angle ACB. If we start from A, again C in the middle, which is the vertex, and then angle BCA, C in the middle again. Okay, so this is the way we can represent an angle. Okay, kids. Next, a pair of scissors has two blades, which we have seen. When we open them to cut something, the blades form an angle, right? Whenever we open the scissor, it forms an angle. So we had to identify the arm and vertex of the angle, which we just did. Now, let us go to the another one. Look at the picture of spectacles, wallet, and other common objects. Identify the angle in them by marking out their arms and vertices. So kids, I am marking it here. This and this. These two, they are at angle with each other. So this one is the vertex. I am marking it as X, Y, Z. Okay. So in spectacles, we have X, Y and YZ are arms. And Y is the vertex. This is the vertex. Sorry, I should write only Y, not angle. Y is vertex. Next, in this wallet, this is our angle. Okay, so this is the point. These are the arms. These are the arms. A, B, C. So here AB and BC are arms. AB and BC are arms. And B is the vertex. B is vertex. Now, in case of this stapler, I'm writing here, these two are the arms. This is the common point and these two are the arms. P, Q, R. So here PQ and QR are the arms and Q is the vertex, right? Q is the vertex here. Coming to this box, okay, so this box is at this angle here. This one is this and this. I am marking it as K, L and M. So here KL and LM are arms and L is the vertex. Now the box. So in this box we have these two. Okay, I'm just extending here. So this is, let's mark it as S, T and U. Okay, so ST and TU are arms and T is the vertex here. So kids, I hope this is clear that an angle always has a vertex and two arms associated, and in all these cases we have find out what are the arms, what is the vertex, and we can easily write down. Now this is the homework for you all, like how we did in the case of this compass and scissor. You have to identify the angles yourself here. I have marked the arms, I have marked the vertex. You have to identify the angle, that how we can represent these angles. Okay, in three forms, like I want it in this form and these two forms also. And just in case if you feel any confusion, you can always mail me. We'll go through this also. So kids, this is the end of the class, and in the next class we will go through the exercise of this concept. Okay, I will see you in the next class now.